ever since Cardi B and Stefon Diggs officially got back together, Offset has reportedly music taken things way too far. Between violent confrontations with Stefon in real life, public tension, and completely unhinged reactions, this whole situation has turned totally chaotic. And now that Cardi and Stefon have been spotted together again at a Mother's Day event, the tension between all three of them, music seems more explosive than ever. So, in this video, we're going to break down how this triangle started music and why everything now seems to be spiraling out of control. On Saturday, May 9th, 2026, Stefon Diggs hosted his Diggs Deep Foundation Mother's Day Wellness event, and his baby mama, Cardi B, made a cameo, posing for photos and hanging all over the wide receiver. Now, this alone would have been enough to get people talking, but what happened next sent the internet into overdrive. The two stood in front of a pink background, and Stefon dipped Cardi kissing her on the cheek in one of the many snaps photographers took. Even after the camera stopped shooting, the two still gave off flirty energy, with Cardi running a hand over Diggs' chest. Now, why is this such a big deal? Because we were told the pair had broken up earlier this year. The two seemingly broke up after his New England Patriots lost in the Super Bowl this year, and amid his assault case. Fans had watched what looked like a fairy tale romance crumble in real time. And now here they were, standing in front of a pink backdrop, acting like nothing had ever gone wrong. According to reporters in attendance, Stefon and Cardi greeted every mother at the event and chatted with them for a moment, giving all attendees a meaningful interaction with the two stars. Fans are in awe of this reunion and are clamoring to know if they've reunited. We don't know if they're officially back together, but they're clearly on better terms. This wasn't the first time they'd popped up together since the breakup, either. It wouldn't be the first time Cardi B and Stefon Diggs did this, as he attended her Little Miss Drama tour stop in DC last month. In videos shared to social media, Stefon was seen dancing with his mom, Stephanie Diggs, during Cardi's April 8th show at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. After the concert, People reports that Cardi and Diggs were spotted at the show's after-party at Throw Social. Cardi reportedly got into the passenger seat of Diggs's white sports car after speaking to him after leaving the club. They then took off together. But what made this Mother's Day appearance hit differently was the timing. Diggs might not be a mother, but he got a great gift for the holiday anyway. A jury found him not guilty of attacking his chef last year after brief deliberations earlier this week. The man had just walked out of a courtroom with his name cleared. And within days, he was kissing Cardi B on the cheek at his own charity event. And standing somewhere in the background of all of this, through a haze of legal filings, threatening messages, diss tracks, and a literal gunshot wound, is Offset. A man who, by every available piece of evidence, has spent the past year and a half making it clear that he is not okay with Cardi B moving on with Stefon Diggs. So, what exactly did Offset do? And how did this triangle even form in the first place?
To understand that, we need to go back to where this all started.
In July 2024, Cardi officially filed for divorce from Offset. She announced her third pregnancy the day after. That pregnancy resulted in her daughter, Blossom, born in September 2024. Cardi and Offset had been together for years, secretly married in 2017, and then gone through very public breakups and reconciliations that played out across social media and tabloid headlines. They share 3 children together: Culture, born in 2018, Wave, in 2021, and Blossom, born in September 2024. But this time, Cardi seemed resolute, got another cooling-off period. She was done and she made that clear. Then, in October 2024, Cardi was rumoured to be in a relationship with NFL player Stefon Diggs. At the time, Diggs was a wide receiver who had played for the Minnesota Vikings, Buffalo Bills, and Houston Texans, heading into a stint with the New England Patriots. He already had a daughter named Nova from a previous relationship. Cardi initially pushed back against the rumours, but by Valentine's Day 2025, the rapper and the New England Patriots wide receiver fueled dating speculation. After they were photographed together on Valentine's Day 2025, the two were spotted pulling up to a Miami hotel in the early morning hours, and it was clear something was brewing between them. When asked about it later, Cardi didn't play coy. "I thought he was cute," she said on a September 2025 episode of Today Music, noting they connected through mutual friends. She recalled how drawn she was to the football player and how he set her mind at ease about dating again after her turbulent marriage. Stefon Diggs showed the ultimate support to Cardi B while she was divorcing Offset. According to the rapper, she was admittedly worried about dating again. "When you date, you feel like you're 16 again," she told Gayle King during a CBS Mornings interview. Cardi shared that Diggs made it feel safe enough to start over. She recalled that the NFL star once told her, "Let me heal you. Give me a chance for me to heal you." The relationship moved fast. After May 2025, the Grammy winner and the athlete weren't afraid to keep people talking when they stepped out for a 2025 Met Gala after party. Later that month, Cardi and Stefon confirmed they're a couple while attending an NBA playoff game music between the Celtics and the Knicks in New York. They were courtside, cuddled up, music, and the whole world was watching. Cardi and Stefon seemed to be living their best life while spending Memorial Day weekend on a yacht in Miami. In June 2025, the couple made some more moves, debuting their relationship on Instagram and then taking a trip to Paris. Then, in September 2025, the real bombshell landed, while on CBS Mornings to promote her sophomore album. "Am I the drama?" Cardi shared some major news. "Yes, I am pregnant," she said on the program. "I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefon Diggs." Cardi announced on November 13, 2025, that they'd welcomed a baby boy. A brand new family was forming before the public's eyes. Cardi had moved on. She was building something new. She was happy, at least publicly, but not everyone was celebrating. In fact, one person seemed to take every milestone as a personal offense. The moment Cardi and Stefon went public, Offset made his feelings known. When the couple's yacht party video surfaced during the NFL's organised team activities in late May 2025, Offset didn't seem too happy about Cardi B and New England Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs going public over the weekend. Offset also wasn't the biggest fan of the videos, tweeting, "Good rollout, NPR." He then deactivated his X account and his Instagram account. After letting off a string of posts earlier that day, Eon may get hurt seemingly over a picture floating around that suggests his and Cardi's son, Wave, has the same hairstyle as Diggs. The implication was clear, and what followed was even more direct. "Now, when somebody dies for playing with my son, then call me the crash out," he wrote in a since-deleted message. That's a thinly veiled threat posted for the world to see. It wasn't a metaphor. It wasn't abstract. Offset was telling everybody watching that the situation with Cardi and Stefon was personal and that it could get dangerous. And he didn't stop there. When Cardi and Stefon's baby was born in November 2025, days after Cardi B and her boyfriend, Stefon Diggs, confirmed they welcomed their first baby together. The Migos alum allegedly joked in a November 15th Instagram story, "My kid." After Cardi B responded to the alleged post, Offset's rep clarified that the post was completely fabricated. But before that clarification came, Cardi had already reacted. "Y'all airy thinking it's so funny, and it's not." Cardi wrote in a post, calling out her ex's short-lived Instagram story. "It's been over a year, and I'm still being harassed and threatened music, to the point that I feel like my life is in danger." Those are not the words of someone engaged in a playful social media feud. That was fear. That was frustrating. That was exhaustion. Then there was the music. In October 2025, Offset released his Haunted, Seem by Fame project, and fans immediately pinpointed the lyrics toward the end of his No Sweat track as an obvious response to Cardi, not only moving on with NFL wide receiver Stefon Diggs, but also welcoming a child into the world with Diggs, while still technically being married to Offset. The bars themselves were scathing, comparing him Michael Jordan and Diggs to Dennis Rodman, questioning how Cardi could leave him for someone he deemed lesser. And then came the claim from Selena Powell, an internet personality, who's made a career out of inserting herself into celebrity drama. Powell shared a clip of Offset on the Two Girls from Mars podcast, where we see the rapper threatening to shoot music and strip somebody. She claimed that he was talking about Cardi B's boyfriend, Stefon Diggs. According to Powell, Offset told her directly, "He told me that when he sees Stefon, he's going to shoot him in his knee, strip him, and rob him." Powell didn't stop there. She also claims that Stefon Diggs was angry when Cardi B gave birth to their first child in the hospital. The wide receiver allegedly did not like that his child's birth certificate needed to have Cardi B and Offset's music names since their divorce was not finalized back then. Powell claimed that Diggs had abandoned his girlfriend for 3 days and had left the hospital after a few hours. When Cardi finally addressed all of this publicly, she refrained from speaking on the allegations and reflected on her current tour. She said, "So, a lot of people have been trying to push music this narrative and have been waiting for some type of response to certain things that somebody has been exposed to, and stuff like that. It's actually the opposite. I have been telling you music guys that someone is out there trying to use people to harass me and gather information about my life and relationship." Cardi also went on the offensive against anyone trying to pile onto Stefon music when rapper BIA took a shot at Diggs on social media writing, "Music sick. Can you name someone with more BMs than receiving yards?" "I can," taking a jab at Diggs reportedly fathering 6 children with several women. Cardi was not having it. "Let me tell you something. Just because I'm not finna be with my baby daddy doesn't mean you get to talk about my baby daddy, B." Cardi B said during her Los Angeles tour stop. "This is for you, B." That line said everything. Even when she and Stefon weren't together, she was still protecting him publicly. And Offset was watching all of it. If Offset's social media behavior was the fire, the court system became the gasoline. The legal proceedings between Cardi and Offset during their divorce turned into another front in this war, one that would drag Stefon Diggs right into the middle of it. In early 2026, TMZ obtained a court order issued in Cardi and Offset's divorce case on February 25, 2026, and in it, the judge denied the ex-Migos rapper's request for a DNA test on the baby. But the paternity request he wanted for another child of Cardi's was granted. Let that sit for a moment. Offset was asking the court to test the paternity of a baby that everybody, Cardi, Stefon, and the public, understood to be Stefon Diggs' child. The dates of birth of the children are redacted in the order, but one is described as a newborn. So that's got to be Stefon's kid who was born in November. The implication from Offset was unmistakable. He was claiming the baby might be his, not Diggs, a nuclear allegation lobbed into the middle of an already messy divorce. The judge shut it down, but the damage was done. The order also prohibits Offset and Cardi from making any disparaging or defamatory remarks about each other on social media or in interviews. That gag order tells you everything about how ugly things had gotten behind closed doors. And the fallout from this court battle rippled directly into Cardi's relationship with Stefon. Diggs reportedly became distant, musically sickly following the explosive court revelations. Sources say the former Patriots star felt betrayed by the drama surrounding paternity questions. He had been a visible supporter at Cardi B's events just weeks earlier. Industry insiders claim Diggs' music didn't want to be caught in the middle of Cardi's divorce battle. The NFL star valued his privacy and professional image. When Offset made paternity questions public, Diggs reportedly felt cornered. Meanwhile, Cardi was also claiming that Offset was deliberately dragging his feet on the divorce to squeeze financial concessions out of her. Back in September 2025, she told fans on X Spaces, "The only reason why I'm still married is because somebody wants me to pay for their taxes," adding that the only way out was to pay his taxes and give him one of her properties. "I'm going to fight for that. This is not love, Unza. I'm not going to stop living my life." In the same CBS Mornings interview, Cardi expressed raw frustration with her ex. "I just wish he was a better person. But it is what it is. Be a better person for your kids. I think he has some type of hate in his heart right now. If we all move on, there shouldn't be no animosity. Your life, my life separate. We should be able to raise kids. We should be able to ask each other questions. And then Offset got shot. Offset, whose real name is Kiari Kendrell Cephas, was shot at a casino in Hollywood, Florida on Monday evening. He was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries, police said. This happened on the night of April 6, 2026, right in the middle of the Cardi Stefon Offset media storm. Lil J sent members of his group to fight with a group of men with Offset at 7:22 p.m. Monday, according to court records. Surveillance cameras showed Lil Che use a cell phone to record members of his group fighting Offset. During the fight, one of the men with Married pulled a gun and shot Offset. Offset was shot in the leg and was released from the hospital after being shot earlier this week outside a Florida casino. In a statement shared on social media, Offset thanked fans for their support and said that he is focused on his family, his recovery, and getting back to the music. Simultaneously, on the legal front, Cardi B was asking for the judge to order sanctions against blogger Tasha K for allegedly violating a non-disclosure agreement by speaking about her and her exes, Offset and Stefon Diggs. According to Cardi's legal team, the blogger committed at least 25 separate violations of their settlement agreement. Even people outside the relationship were profiting off the chaos. The couple was fracturing under the weight of all of it, and Insider told people that the relationship was getting too heated and complicated for Cardi. Things were getting too heated and complicated. Cardi is very no-nonsense. The second she felt that she couldn't trust him, she pulled back to focus on her kids, her music and tour. And yet, the same Insider hinted that the story wasn't over. The door is not completely closed on a future romance. As the exes still co-parented their baby, they might reconnect in the future, the source alleged, and reconnect they did. Or at least that's what it looks like. Even during the breakup, there were signs that the thread between Cardi and Stefon never fully snapped. Cardi said things on stage during her Little Miss Drama tour that fans interpreted as messages to Diggs. Cardi, who was previously married to Offset before being linked to Diggs, appeared to take aim at former partners, declaring, "You can't play me," before adding that men are praying for a woman like me. The Grammy winner also highlighted that her confidence and independence would not diminish no matter what, telling fans she is too sexy to be lonely and too grown to be played with. Then there was the Washington, D.C. show in April. After months of speculation that the pair had broken up, the New England Patriots wide receiver cheered her on during her Little Miss Drama tour. Stefon was seen dancing with his mom, Stephanie Diggs, during Cardi's April 8th show at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. The former Patriots star attended the concert with his mother and brother, and he was then seen with his rumored ex at the end of the night. Then came the Mother's Day event on May 9th. The 32-year-old NFL star hosted his Diggs Deep Music Foundation Mother's Day wellness event, and the 33-year-old rapper made an unexpected appearance in several photos. Diggs even dipped Cardi and pressed a quick smooch to her cheek, while the pair posed in front of a pink background at the event. The event, A Moment for Mothers, was organised by the Diggs Deep Foundation, which focuses on supporting charitable causes related to education, fitness, and the overall well-being of children. This is where the timing matters. Stefon was riding a wave of relief and vindication. A jury found him not guilty of attacking his chef last year after brief deliberations earlier this week. His assault trial, which had been looming over him for months, was over. The trial opened in Norfolk County District Court, with testimony from Jamila Adams, a former live-in chef who alleged the athlete physically attacked her. Adams testified that the four-time Pro Bowl player slapped and choked her during a dispute at his residence in December. The defense argued that no other individuals in the home witnessed or heard a disturbance, and argued that there are no medical records to substantiate music, the claims of physical injury, and suggested that Adam's accusations were driven by financial interests. The jury agreed with the defense. Steph walked out a free man, and days later he was hosting a charity event with Cardi B at his side. Diggs was clearly emotional right after the acquittal before he rushed to the gym for a workout, a better relationship with his baby mama, and a not guilty verdict. Everything's coming up, Stefon. And Cardi, she appeared to be basking in the moment too. Cardi appeared to reference the attention surrounding her personal life in her fan community chat, BG Secret Society. She praised fans for their reactions online. "Like you're the funniest people ever," she wrote in one message shared by fans on social media. Now, neither Cardi nor Diggs has confirmed whether they're rekindling their old flame. While the two were rumoured to have split, they never shared that they were no longer together. However, there were signs that fans noticed between the two that pointed to a breakup, and now there are signs pointing in the opposite direction. So, where does that leave Offset after the social media threats, the diss music track, the paternity test demand, the Selena Powell revelations, the casino shooting and the gag order? Where does the man who once had Cardi B's heart stand in music all of this? He said it himself in his recovery statement. He's focused on his family and getting back to the music, but everything he's done over the past year suggests he is nowhere near done processing the reality that Cardi has moved on, whether through a court filing or an Instagram caption or a bar on a track. Offset has shown over and over that watching the mother of his 3 children build a family with another man is something he is not equipped to handle quietly. And Stefon Diggs, he's been through a criminal trial, a breakup, public humiliation, and threats from a man who called him Rodman to his Jordan. And he showed up to his own charity event with a smile, kissed Cardi on the cheek, and greeted every single mother in the room. Nobody has confirmed they're back together, but the pictures say something. The timing says something. And the fact that after everything that's happened, after Offset's threats and lawsuits, music, and accusations and gunshots, Cardi B still chose to show up at Stefon Diggs' event. Still chose to let him dip her in front of the cameras. Still chose to smile. That says everything.